Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SLR Season 18. It's the next round of Tier 1, and with me again is Tipsy Bob, as we're 5 or so minutes into quali. How are you doing, Tipsy?
I'm pretty good, my man. A little bit sore today. I've been digging bamboo this weekend, and it's had a 12-year chance to get grounded in, and it is a nightmare trying to dig it out. But alas, enough with that. Let's get straight into the action. So, it's a slightly delayed start to the stream, but no worries. We're all on track. Everyone here is present. It's a good sunny day in Spain. And we're getting these times rolling in already. All these 11s dropping in pretty thick and fast. And the usual suspects, as you would expect: Christian, Tunaman, Bales, Justin, and potentially the fastest pad driver of the weekend, self-titled Mr. Jammy, currently up in P6, who's just been pipped. So yeah, we'll see how this one turns out. Justin, my goodness, I am properly getting my age, man, because I am now calling people the name of the person who I thought of previous, if that makes sense. So anyway, uh, yeah, it's mixed feelings about this track. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's a bit like Marmite. Um, but look, we're going to get a good day for this. It's all dry. What we should hopefully get our resident weatherman, who guises as a part-time Tier 1 champion, 4-time, of course. Don't want to say part-time, but you know what I mean. There he is, there's the champ in chat. Thank you, Justin. Dry quali, wet start of the race. Ooh, that should be pretty juicy. So quali will be key then, naturally, for the start of this race. And for the just on this track, whenever the game came out, I had intentions to race, and I decided I'd give Spain a little go. And we did a 5 lappers, and I was getting very angry because there was reserve drivers who were trying. They're not reserve. There were guys trying out for seats, and they were cutting what I thought they were cutting the chicane. So I was shaking my fist. Look at these people! They're cutting the final chicane. You can't do that. It's only then I realised, of course, the chicane is gone. So that's my old age kicking in. I completely forgot about that. But whatever. Enough about me and my Alzheimer's and my sciatica. Did I tell you I've got sciatica? But anyway, Joel, let's get into the action, my man. We have Christian sitting at the top of the field here with 11.4 on a remarkable run of good performances. As Christian, he's won, I think, the last 2 races.
Yeah.
Pretty convincingly as well. I mean, I think he won by a good 5-6 seconds over Justin last time out. So Justin, not his usual, deadly self. But of course, he did come in P2. And Bales is allowed to qualify today. He has cleaned up his act and stopped accumulating those penalty points. And he is currently sitting in P3 in quali. Joel, have you anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of the championship, you take a quick look at it as the Ferrari of Finley Smith improves marginally. Yeah, it's Bailey out in top and Justin sort of languishing behind him. We know he's going to miss another 2 races in the rest of the season, so really he's got to have eyes on winning as much as possible. And he had a good chance last week to win, with Bailey perhaps being in the lower points positions. But yeah, he came back from the back of the grid to finish P4, I think it was, last week at Jeddah. So he's doing very well, the Brit. And Justin under pressure somewhat, as Bailey is starting his 2nd lap, slightly up on his time through the first sector. But quite a technical track this. You've got to make sure that you take the right lines through some of these sweeping bends to carry the maximum speed possible. and it's less about how much speed you can carry through the apex like it was last week, and more about how much you can carry on the exit. This corner's changed as well for the last couple of years. It used to take the inside line, it used to be more of a hairpin, now it's sort of a sweeping bend. And this is the section you were talking about, Tipsy, where you go straight on the throttle, keep it flat out through this whole section, and Bailey should improve. Let's see how much by 0.2, and he goes P1 with 11.7.
Yeah, I'm just running on board with the Desi there. He was running a bit deep, even on his outlap in some of these corners, really pushing on his outlap, but he is not really improving here in his first sector. He's pretty much matched his first sector. I know I've said it in a few of these races before, but some of these cars look, excuse me, look really, really slidey. This corner that Desi's coming up to, that was always a killer. That is a killer. In almost every variation of this game, I've always found that corner a real killer. But here we go. Let's see, how is he going to do here for sector 2? He is improving now. That is an up. He is up on his time, roughly about a 1 minute 12 dead. So he's looking at the moment around 9:10. Depending on how he gets on. Oh, a little bit twitchy there at the rear end. And of course, yeah, flat out, full beans. Oh my god, what was the car doing? Did you see that?
Yes!
Did you see that?
There's someone else has gone off, it's Persegili! In the background, there's just saw the Red Bull flying into the wall at the same spot as Milos. I just saw a Desi coming round and a lone wheel rolling across the track.
Yeah. There was a car just sitting at the apex on that final corner, and do we know who that was? It wasn't Milos. Who was that?
I don't know.
Whose car is that? Someone's car. Well, it wasn't Persegili because
he's
avoided
crashed.
it.
Well, yeah, he avoided it and then he went into the wall.
Was that Milos's car?
Yeah, I think so. The wheel's still there. There's still a random tyre on the start finish.
Yeah, just sitting there, just chilling. My goodness, so that is really scuppered to Desi because he was up on his time. Looking around roughly, he would have been roughly 10, 11. So yeah, man, there is a set of softs now scuffed off of Desi, and he'd nothing to show for it, man, with that car. And Meeps is saying, we need a red flag. Desi is late pit entry. But yeah, I wonder what happened. I think that must have been Milos, I'm thinking, because he was the only other car I seen that is obviously DNF'd. So it must be that final corner, whether there was a spin or he hit the pit wall. But there must have been something significant because, yeah, as you say, there was a wheel just rolling casually, heading in the direction of Portugal.
Rising Moon is going to come across to finish his second lap of the session. Looked like a good improvement. 0.2, he gets himself up into the top 10.
We still have no McKender at the moment in terms of putting a lap time in. Mac might be leaving this to the end to get the best conditions. Of course, remember, according to Justin, it's going to be a wet start to the race. So, yeah, you don't want to be starting at the back. And John Wick doing pretty good here. Normally, tier 2? And I think he had was it last weekend or the weekend before that? He had a really good race, but then he ended up getting taken out. Remember, he DNF'd, and I think he was top 5, top 4. He was on for a really good position. So John Wick, the Tire Whisperer, as we've seen in, what was that, Jeddah or wherever it was. Yeah, who was it? Beale? I think it was Bailey. He was practicing, and he was saying that if you struggled with tire temperatures in Jeddah, you're going to really struggle here. But I do have info. I wonder, can I say? I suppose I'm not really giving anything away. All these guys will have done the practice. Bailey Thompson really loves the hards. He says he really loves the hards on this track. So we'll be seeing those. Oh, look at this. What? We've got Mr. Iron in chat. Can I get a birthday shout out? It's my birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Iron. You're 19 again.
Don't do it too
I
well,
know,
otherwise people will start making orders and queuing up for birthday recordings from Tipsy.
How many years have you been on this earth, Mr. Iron? On Saturday?
I'm going to guess 25.
No, 24. Yeah, so Chief's just confirming. Milos went off at the final corner, and then Perse crashed into Milos. He checked the replay. Meepo's guess is 2025. Oh, they're coming in. They're coming in thick and fast.
I was going to
The
say
guess is here.
62.
20. Too many. Oh, 2020. Oh, I don't know. I don't think he's anywhere near me in Chief at the moment, so I think we're pretty safe that aspect.
Oh, Milos has arrived.
He's been released from the medical room.
Does he have any idea of the chaos he caused?
Milos, have you got a concussion, son? Well, how are you? Anyway, while we're getting into this here, they're all in the pits, and it is approaching the 2-minute mark. So expect to see an absolute flurry of action out of the pit lane for the final run. And as we've seen quite a few times this season, and in most tiers, and in even real Formula 1, usually the second last lap is pole, but we'll see. Look how close the times. Sorry, I got a wee bit of hiccups. Look how close the times are between Bales and Christian. Nothing to separate them. Wafer thin.
Absolutely. And coming out on their out laps for the final run. 2 minutes left in the session. Yeah, you mentioned about starting positions and how crucial that might be with it starting in the wet. Pretty difficult to overtake generally on this game because of the dirty air. More so in the wet conditions. So I'll be looking to start as high up on the grid as possible and keep track position. And then obviously in the race it will be crucial to change over to the dries at the right moment. We saw how that benefited quite a few people in Tier 3 Hungary a couple of weeks ago. So here's Noah, who's currently in 4th position, 2.2 tenths away from pole. Let's ride on board with him, shall we, and do a bit of a hot lap as he flicks the wheel into turn 1 to load at the front tyres, giving them a little bit extra grip, fully flat out through here. It's a real sight in real life, the downforce allowing the car to stay planted to the track. Braking just before the 50-metre board, making sure you hit an early apex, and a little bit of a mini straight here before really smashing the brakes at the 50-metre board, turning the wheel in. And you've got to be pretty aggressive through that section. This is a nice flowing bit that we're coming to now. Pretty difficult to get traction out of this corner. And then here, if you're brave enough, keep it full throttle, which Noah does because he took a perfect line. Little bit of a break for a few seconds while you get your thoughts back. Braking just after the 100. He's up by a 10th. And he's hit that apex nicely. This is just feeding the throttle in, making sure you manage your speed so that you can make the right lines and flat out through the final 2 corners. We'll see where that will put him. It will be an improvement, and it'll be up to 3rd.
I've just been running on board with Bales here. He's just approaching the end of Sector 2. He is marginally up on his time. Justin wasn't really improving. I haven't really seen Christian, but Justin, I wasn't improving. Excuse me, I must have seen something wrong there. Justin sticks it on pole, but Bailey Thompson is improving on his time. This might still be enough for pole for Bales. It is indeed an 11.2 for pole for Bales, but wait, we still have to wait for Christian. Christian is looking like he is up on his time. He has done a purple Sector 2. And all you need is a fractions faster as you get as tight as these guys are. It doesn't take much to take that pull away from you. Here we go. Final corner where Milos's gearbox give up on him. Crosses the line. Where does he go? He pips Justin to make it a 1-2 lockout from the McLaren boys.
And that is the grid. Is anyone else lower down on the lap? I think they've all finished and coming in. So Makenda didn't set a time. He'll be starting at the back. And it's the two McLarens on the front row with Bailey Thompson in the pole position and Justin behind them in P3.
Yeah, great quality here, very competitive. Mac starting at the back, that wasn't intended to rhyme, I'm just a poet. What can I say? But Mac starting at the back is gonna be an interesting one for Mac. On the wets, a wet race might be intermediates, which we'll see shortly to see how wet this is. But yeah, Lepson coming in there at P18. He's back on track after a long breakaway, sorting things out for themselves. But it's good to see Leps back on track, and expect to see Milos, marching up the grid here, because Milos has got some serious pace about him. Some would say he really should be in Tier 1. But, yeah, we're going to see how he gets on. But yeah, there is indeed our grid. Look at the gap between Bales and Christian. They have been practicing together a lot this season. Like, I see them all the time. Like, they are nailing it. That is a phenomenal, I can't say that word. A phenomenal team with Bales and Christian. And Justin really, really got it up against them now. Not only does he have Bailey, but he has Christian as well. So yeah, if Justin wants to make it a 5 in a row, which would be remarkable for Tier 1, he's going to have to, yes, I'm going to use this term, he's going to have to beat off Bailey and Christian.
He's going to punt off Bailey and Christian, I think.
Well, potentially.
Ooh, look at this.
Oh, that's going to be full wet. That is, yeah, full
there is
wet
no
jobby here.
There's not really any. There aren't any full wet conditions in this game. I think inters are always faster for some stupid reason. So I expect everyone to start on the inters. But yeah, it'd definitely be a bit slippy and slidey.
We have a question. You heard me, Kit. All right, just you make of it what you want. All right. As my teacher used to say a long time ago, he says, you need to get your mind out of the gutter. There you go. What challenges do the wet conditions pose for wheel-to-wheel racing, particularly at the front in an intense title battle? Well, Aaron, you never saw me when I used to race, but anyone who did will know that wet tracks were my Achilles heel. I absolutely despise them. Chief actually always did pretty well on the wet races whenever I was racing with them. But yeah, for me, I can't stand the wet races. So what challenges does it pose? Well, I suppose it just makes effectively everything harder. Especially if you're no assists, you don't have the benefit of what?
Controversial.
That's no. Listen. I may have been accused of being the leader of the no assist cult, but I haven't said much this season. I'm just letting people do what they want. I don't care. Who am I to judge? It's none of my business. I'm just saying, if you are racing a wet track and it is no assists, it is going to be like the maximum difficulty.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, if you're running traction control and ABS, it is pretty easy to be quicker. Unless you're really getting the maximum out of your car. So most of these guys are running no assists. I think, well, everyone is running no assists. Some might be running racing line, but I think that's it. So it will be a challenge for these guys, but they'll have done it before. They'll be used to it. But yeah, in terms of the wheel-to-wheel racing, what Iron was asking about, it's precarious. You don't know exactly what your car's going to do. If you go offline, off the racing line, the dry line, you go onto the aquaplaning surface, you've got to get your car stopped in time, and you can be a little bit hairy sometimes. And I think incidents are more likely is the conclusion, really.
Mm-hmm. We have a Tier 1 legend champion and Mr. Speedy saying, what are these potato getafics?
Well, he will know all about my internet woes, so he can answer that for himself.
I often wonder how you can pick out flags in GeoGuessr with those graphics.
Yeah, 480 pixels.
All right, Joel, here we go.
Yes, so they
I'm
are.
expecting drama at turn 1, my man.
Well, yes. So everyone is on the inters, so there's no point in having the tyre graphic up for now, but we'll put it back on when they start pitting if it dries up. So it's Bailey Thompson and Christian, the two teammates. What will be their strategy in the race? I'm sure it'll be all-out war for the first corner as we're underway, and the squeal of the tyres is evident. And Justin in P3 has got a good run, but he's boxed in by the two McLarens who are working very well together. But Bailey gives him a good look round the outside. Does Justin have the grip? No, he doesn't, but Bailey goes a little bit deep. It's Christian who's losing out now, and Justin is into P2 behind his championship rival. Noah keeps his P4 behind. It's very clean, but further back you've got Persagili who's going around the back, and there's 3 wide between Rising Moon, Tuna, and someone has gone off there. Is it Tugay? Look at this. Oh my word, that's 5 wide into turn 4. That's insane. We'll have to replay that in a bit. Noah now on Christian, who's about to lose 2 places on the opening lap already. Noah around the outside with the drier line. It takes it with the extra grip. And, well, that was a pretty clean start and some insane racing as Christian and Noah going at it again. Still, oh, and Christian's pushed off nearly into the gravel, but he manages to keep it on the tarmac. And he's going to settle for P4. Wow.
Yeah, it's getting really argy-bargy here at the start of this lap, Joel. A lot of contact happening, a few bits of carbon fibre flying around the place. I've seen an Alpine getting almost spun at that second corner. But I tell you who's doing a good job here is John Wick. He was able to avoid quite an awful lot of carnage in front of him. And he's hanging on here against the Desi. They're fighting side by side. Someone's going to have to give up here. And yeah, Desi concedes it. My goodness, that was an action-packed start of the race. And oh my goodness, what happened here? Tugay, John Wick got a real tank snapper, almost went into the wall, and Tugay is now slipping up the in between them both, and then so was McKender. McKender out of nowhere from the back of the grid, sliding into turn 1, gets up 6 positions in 1 lap already, showing his abilities and his talent. And yet you can we are effectively seeing the answer to Iron's question is you're seeing it on track. It just makes everything so much more hard. Oh, who's that off? It's John Wick. John Wick sliding under the bridge there, and he's losing. He's dropping like a stone here. And what's going on further ahead? McKender getting in, trying to cut in nice and tight there for Tugay. Tugay's really struggling for the rear end grip. And if you see anything happening up front, Joel, don't be afraid to pop in. But there is quite a lot of action going on here at the back. They're all vying for position. Now Desi getting a little bit squirrely on the curbs, and Hoodham up 2 places. Now he's hunting McKender, but McKender real big winner here at the start of the race. That's a very opportunistic lunge there from Hoodham on to McKender. You're not going to scare someone like that. Someone as experienced as McKender, you're not going to spook him that easy. Mac, yeah, so settling down now. It seems to be, so far, Joel, settling down. What we've got up front, yeah, up the front as well is settling down. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of action potentially happening around this P11 to P14. I think that might be where our bit of action is. Oh, we're going to move further up ahead. We got Mr. Pizza and Night Owl. Night Owl has been in the wars this season, and they're catching wheels. And yeah, Night Owl will not be happy about this one. He's going to try and go under the bridge here. Sometimes in the dry, you can go for a lunge here. He is deploying. He's going for it. He's going for it. It's going to be tricky in the wet. I've lost him. Yeah, he's got him up the inside, and he's got that move done. Oh, but he gets a real slidey on the exit, and here comes Mr. Pizza coming back at him, and Night Owl cuts it off real tight. So that kills that move out once and for all. But I think this is going to potentially continue all the way around to the finish flag. No, just Night Owl's got a far better traction. That's that done. Yeah,
and action all over the track. McKender is having a look at Hoodham. He got a better run onto the straight. He's going to have the outside for this corner, which gives him a little bit of a disadvantage. But will he have enough grip to to wrangle the car around the outside of the apex. He's now going to have the inside. McKenna looking to make up another place after starting at the very back of the grid. Can he get himself over to 13th? This would have been an easy overtake if it was the old track layout. But as Noah sets the fastest lap, Houdim is going to stay ahead, and he sort of blocks off McKenna there, who doesn't get a very good run, so he'll have to bide his time. Up at the front, Justin 3/10 off Bailey, is just sitting in the slipstream in DRS for now, as we've got to move further back of where it's John Wick pulling out from the slipstream, maybe trying to cool the car from the dirty air of a Desi.
Yeah, just in the chat there, with someone, I think it was Speedy, someone saying that you're more louder than me. I've moved my microphone closer if it helps, so we'll let me know if that works. Milos is not making any headway here at all. He seems to be getting a bit squirrely here in these conditions. Now, of course, remember, folks, according to Justin, it should be getting dry. It should dry up, so we shouldn't be in these conditions for the duration of the race. So, yeah, Speedy saying he can't hear us. He can't hear me. So,
I've turned myself down now.
Turn yourself down. You trying to steal all the limelight, Joel? Oh my God. Tugay, pretty close here to Ben. And Ben really struggling to get that car straight. Oh, and Tugay's going sliding outwards. Oh, yeah. Aaron did mention you can see the car control. These guys doing a great job. Jamie sticking in the fastest lap at 27.2. Of course, that will quickly get overtaken as this dries up. And further up ahead, Justin still pretty close to Beals. And we've seen this over a few seasons and a few different title contenders that after the first couple of laps, they kind of settle down and just follow the leader until the pit stops, or until tire differences kick in. But there won't be much tire differences here, unless of course it depends on how you treat them. We've seen how people were treating their tires last week, varied significantly. But yeah, it does actually seem to be easing now, to be fair. And I don't know if you can trust the Sky in this game if Codemasters are that good, but it does seem to. Ooh, Tuna Man running wide. He might actually come under a bit of attack here from Finlay. Yeah, Finlay squeezed right up onto the gearbox of that Aston. That Valvoline. Valvoline, that's a great racing oil. They make a racing 20, was it a 1050 they make? It's quite good. But yeah, enough about oil. Yeah.
Oh, Tuna going wide again.
I work within oil, so. Yes?
Tuna going wide again, might be a bit vulnerable on the straight, although Finlay didn't have a very good line there. So, yeah, looking at this, I mean, we've got quite a bit of a gap forming. I mean, it's only 1.1 seconds. Of course, there's no DRS under these conditions between Noah and Justin. McKenna getting a penalty, that will definitely hinder his chances for getting a decent points position. But yeah, I was just going to mention, was it Tier 3 Hungary, was it two weeks ago? The rain stopped, but it took about 7 or 8 laps for the track to be dry enough for slicks, which I've never seen before. So that may be something to keep an eye out for here. If the rain physically stops, it might take a long time to dry out, depending on whether it's overcast or sunny.
Yeah, that actually happened quite a number of seasons ago in a previous game of Formula 1 in Austria. I remember I think I might have been on VC with Icewind, and it was drying up like this, and we were thinking, right, when slicks, and it never came. It just never dried. So we will see. I'm just saying, Noah's doing a bloody good job here in the P3. He has dropped Christian. Well, if DRS gets enabled, he is safe for the moment. And yeah, he is keeping a watching brief between Beals and Justin here. So, we can't discount Noah. Noah has had a lot of pace in many races here. and he does have the talent and the ability to do it. But there's a lot of racing to go. Night Owl has joined, so he must have DC'd. So I never noticed that. What's happening on chat? A quiet tipsy is not something that happens often. Now that, if anyone's wondering, is my wife. And just completely ignore that comment, you know? Okay, just ignore that. How do the drivers keep the rear tires alive whilst they wait for dry weather conditions? Well, yeah, no one better to answer that than the guy below you there, Tino. And effectively, yeah, just drive the wheels of that thing, keep the heat in them. I wouldn't be the best because I've already said I hated wet conditions, and usually if it was wet, I instantly went for the retire button because I cannot stand riding in wet races. But yeah, no. Oh no, Noah! Now that is suboptimal, Mr. Noah. That is not what you want.
And he still gets credited for the fastest lap despite extending the track. Shouldn't be allowed, I don't think.
Kitty says that wide view is soothing and putting her to sleep for the third time today.
Well, Makenda DNFs.
Oh, Makenda has left. So Mac has called it quits. He's decided, yeah, I don't want none of that. I wonder, and Rising Moon DNF'd as well. Where are these DNFs coming from? Was that in the pits as well?
Yeah, I think that was a bit earlier on. Rising Moon. So the top three bunching up a little bit. And I think Justin said the rain was forecast to stop around lap 17 to 20. So we'll keep an eye on that.
So just in the chat here, Meep says that Noah says it's his only warning, yet 3 seconds. So I went and checked, and they are right. Noah has had no warnings, and then suddenly lap 7, penalty, 3 warnings. So that's bizarre.
We'll get that removed probably if he doesn't have another 2 warnings on top.
Well, according to the race director, he does not have any warnings prior to that, so yeah, that might be one to look into. This is why I check the chat. Chat is vital. I love reading the chat, and it also gives us things to look at, things to talk about, as well, whenever things are slowing down. So, anyway, back to the action. What is happening on track? So, yeah, Bales and Justin continuing their... Justin and Noah effectively continuing follow the leader, follow Bales. This is drying rightly. Still a little bit of spray coming off the back of these cars, so might not just be ready for the slicks, but I would say it might not be too long. And of course the tier 2 and 3 boys should be keeping a keen eye on this, because not only do they get obviously ideas for strats and stuff, but if it is indeed another wet race for them, similar conditions, they'll get an idea of when to pit, roughly. It's not like for like, but it gives you, as they say, get your eye in, as we say.
There's another sort of train forming behind Christian, who is trying his best to get a bit closer to Noah. And it's Jamie and Tunari putting pressure on him at the moment. In fact, Jamie is closing in. He's going to be too far back to put a sensible move in.
Yeah, I was indeed actually running on board with Jam there. Jam, that's sick. You know what I'm like, I give everyone short names, but Jamie. I think the first time we met Jamie, he said it's actually supposed to be Jamie, but it's not exactly spelled like that, is it? Jamie would be J-A-M-I-E, not Jamie. Regardless, Chief has a question, and I think we should let it for the chat first before we give our review, if we can give a view, Bales. Oh my goodness, I've already told you mine. If we already can give a view, just a joke. Who do you think in the chat, get the names in, who do you think's got this one in the bag this season? And then we will try to give our view. Cursed with a 3-second time penalty. It still hasn't made any headway yet. Still in P16, still behind John Wick. Yeah, and as I said, they're just settling down now. These tires will be all pretty similar wear, and unless something drastic happens, I don't expect to see many moves happening now until it dries. Of course, you see, the thing is, the dilemma I suppose that they're in right now is they probably would like to get off these inters, but what do you pit for? Do you stick another set of inters on because it's not quite ready for slicks? Do you stick the slicks on and wait? Or do you just try and run these inters for as long as possible? You know, I don't know, man. This is a dilemma that we're going to see for these guys, and we'll see how it turns out. What would you think, Joel? What would you do?
It's only just stopped raining, and it is quite overcast though, so it might take a while to dry out. I think you've got to stay out. There's no point pitting for inters because everyone will pit again for dries soon. If Justin's prediction of lap 17 is correct, then you will have lost a pit stop, effectively. I don't think you really have a choice, and if everyone's doing it, it's not a disadvantage.
We've got Iron is really properly mixing it up here in chat, and he's saying, to hell with that question, basically. Who do the commentators want to see win the title? Now, you know, we have to be non-biased. Isn't that right, Joel?
Well, I'll say Persegili because that's who I predicted in the season predictions. So.
I didn't make a prediction, but I'll tell you who I think is going to win it. As Pizza sets the fastest lap, quite a late fastest lap too on those inters, I think. And I thought it from the start, it'll be Bailey Thompson. Not taking any away from Justin. I've always championed Justin, but considering that he is missing a few races, and I did say at the start of the season, a motivated Bailey is a phenomenally fast Bailey. I seen this guy when he first joined here, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but I first seen him when he was 13 years old, and he jumped into the EGL. And he took on the titans back then of SLR and other leagues, and just blew them away. He won the title, and he's just got better and better and better. So my money is on Bales. But well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, folks, in terms of who's winning the title. Who's winning this race? Is it going to be Bailey Thompson? Is Justin going to find a way? Justin always finds a way. He has done it so many times. Or is Noah somehow going to capitalize on any issues that happens ahead of him and gets the race win? Of course, that penalty he got likely will get removed if proven that he didn't get any warnings. Certainly the race director shows he didn't get any warnings, so that's as good a reason to get it removed as any. So Noah should really be racing here with his mindset as in he doesn't have a time penalty. But yeah, you say lap 17?
That's what Justin said, yeah, 17 to 20. But yeah, I mean, I think the race is probably going to be decided in the pit stop phase, switching to the dries. Those who get it right and those who get it wrong. It's drying up now. You see the track's not so reflective and shiny, sort of a dry line. But that was the case. It did look like it was ready for slicks in Hungary, and people put them on, and they were near enough 5 seconds slower and couldn't keep it on the track, me included. Although that's not saying much, but...
Hey, don't talk yourself down, Joel. You did I don't want to say phenomenal for like the 6th time this stream. You did an amazing job last week. A great quality session, a great race, getting yourself, what is it, a podium? I think you got P3.
Yes.
Right? That's an amazing job, Joel. So don't talk yourself down, man. But Aaron's asking who would be a surprise pick for the podium out of the top 9. I've actually, before you even asked that, I was actually looking who could maybe get a sneaky podium here. If Noah doesn't capitalize and get on the podium, I would not be looking past Jammy or Tuna Man. I think two guys very capable of getting into the podium positions here. And as well, I mean Finley and Persigili as well. Yeah, any of those four, I would say, would be possible to get onto the podium. But of course, they have to pass Christian and Noah, and that is not an easy job. Two great drivers. And we are rapidly approaching lap 17, roughly is what Mr. Justin says, is the crossover.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been raining for a good 3 or 4 laps now, and they're all still staying out, so perhaps we are seeing quite a lengthy crossover time. And you'll start losing grip on the inters, not just because of the tyre wear, but also because they'll start to overheat when the track dries out, as Justin proves us right by setting a new fastest lap, the track ramping up in speed. But you've got to call it right. Yeah. You don't want to go too early onto the dries and struggle on your outlap and come out 5 seconds behind where you were before. And equally, if you leave it too late, you'll be undercut by quite a few people. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. That is the dilemma that they have. The dilemma that they have. Sorry, is when is it? You have to get it right, man. You have to get this pit stop right, because it could be win or lose. Jammy is getting proper sliding now into these corners, so I think he is definitely struggling. He is a pad user, so we know that pad users have a bit more wear than the wheels. Bales, for anyone that doesn't know, Bailey, Justin, Noah, Christian are all wheel users.
The top 4, what does that say?
Yeah, top 4, all wheel users, all no assists as well. I thought I'd just throw that in there. Yeah, so Jammy almost caught that final curve, the inside curve on the last corner. That was as close to a spin as you can get.
Mr.
That would have woke him up.
Pizza is in the pits. Is he going to be a guinea pig for everyone else?
Yes, so here we go, folks. Eyes will be firmly fixed on the Pizza Man. Let's see how he gets on. We actually did have a guy one time called Pizza Man. Do you remember that? Or was that to maybe another league? I think it was here. He was called Pizza Man. He has switched on. I need to get tire data on. Goodness. He has switched the hards on. Hards, would you go hards?
I mean, that's the only tyre that's going to get to the end, but look at that through turn 1. He can't even stay on line. Nah, it's definitely not ready. I mean, they will be cold, but you don't do that on cold tyres normally in dry conditions. Lepson is retired in the pit lane. Yeah, it's not ready. You're probably looking at this another 2 or 3 laps at least.
Goodness, yeah. Just if you, excuse me, are you running on board with Pizza Man?
Yeah, I was. I'm just looking at Noah
Look
now. He's really close.
Okay, you stay on board with him, but I can just tell you that Pizza is literally all over this track. My goodness, he is just about keeping it on the track. Oh, and he's sliding off. Don't get beached. Don't get beached. Oh my goodness, yeah. If these guys are listening, they'll be hearing us. It's not ready. It's not ready. Not for hards anyway.
Oh, Ben has decided it might be ready. I don't think he's probably
Pizza.
not right.
My goodness. Just by keeping it on track. Oh, he's not. No, he's not. He keeps teasing me.
It looks so dry. You see what I mean? Like the track just looks bone dry. But it's clearly not.
Oh, he's back in. He's back in. Oh, did you see that?
No.
Pizza went to go into the pit lane, and he He went into the pit lane and he didn't get braked in time, and he slid back across the track and he missed the pit entry. So he has to go around again on these hards. Oh no, pizza.
Well,
Oh
meanwhile,
no.
Bailey's built a decent gap, 2.5 seconds it's approaching. But yeah, you see the dilemma, like, it looks dry. If this was last year's game, you'd say, well, it's dry tyres, you've left it too long. But, oh no, Noah is coming in.
Oh no. I don't know if the boys are telling him.
Meepo, what have you not told him?
Meepo, come on man, you should be telling him. Pizza is still all over the track. Ben as well. Noah sticks on the hards. Let's see if it is just track conditions not ready or if it's just talent. Let's see how Mr. Noah does. But yeah, I agree with Chief in the chat. I would give it a few more laps. Look at the time loss that Pizza has got. You can still see he's struggling.
Oh, Noah, yeah. Nearly span.
Ginger.
And same again. Greasy.
Oh, Pizza's off again, man. Yeah, and this is what, 2 laps he's on, or on the hards yet. They're definitely not ready, folks. Is he going to come in this time? Well, I mean, it would be no point coming in now. You just stay out. He's going to try it the second time to go into the pits. Gets it stopped in time. And I think he might just retire now. Yeah, he's going to retire. 100%. There you go.
Well, Noah's showcasing his rally skills, but it's not quick. I mean, look how quick Desi is catching him. Oh, yeah, nice drift through that corner. Oh, and now Justin's in. What's going on?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, there's no better person to rally a car on track than someone as such as Noah. The Finns learned how to pull a Scandinavian flick before they can walk.
Yeah, they learn how to drift in the womb.
Yes. And of course, you nearly threw me that one, Joel. You nearly threw me. And yes, they are. Noah is displaying magnificent levels of what's it called? Sisu? That's courage, I think it is in Finnish. Courage. Do you know any Finnish?
No, other than Kitos.
Okay, I know Finnish, and it's the one line I learned, and it's "Kiitatko teiltä?"
Is that inappropriate? Is it something Meppo told us?
Not at all. It's, are you making any tea? Or are you making tea? John Wick, 10 seconds. It is most certainly useful, because you see, I have a wife that listens to this. Although she doesn't speak Finnish, she speaks French. Puis-je avoir une tasse de thé, s'il te plaît, madame? Something like that. Let's get back into the action, because yeah, these people are coming into the pits now, and Finley Smith stuck on the mediums. I was thinking it would have been better sticking on the mediums, although he's still himself struggling, but he doesn't seem to be struggling quite as much as these hards. How's Justin getting on now?
I mean, yeah, he's doing actually all right. He can drive it around. I think it's probably slower. Maybe it might be this pit, this lap. Oh, something's gone on. There's a VSC. The Desi's out. He's crashed. Get in the pits.
No, not a Desi. Not a Desi, man. A Desi is a fan favourite, and I myself quite fond of the Desi. I like to see him do well. Desi was a regular in Tier 1 before he had his duties that he had to attend to for his country, and never quite found that pace again since he come back, but it's always nice to see him on track. Not nice to see him DNF, of course. So yeah, is this a VSC or no, it's not. Yeah, it's just a VSC for the moment. What's happening? This gives me a chance to check the chat.
And Bailey comes into the pits, and the VSC is done, and DRS is enabled. So maybe my prediction was right about it being this lap, everyone coming in. The question is whether Justin, with pitting a lap earlier, has actually gained anything, or has he lost out? I think he's probably lost out. Not as much as Noah, mind you, as John Wick is racking up the penalties.
Oh yeah, he is most certainly racking up the penalties. But I tell you what, man, that men mediums look far better, you know, out of the pits than those hards.
Oh, and Jammy's out ahead of Justin.
Yeah, I think Justin has made a fatal decision on those hards. Then again, here, listen, it might come back to him. It might come back to him. Let's not jump the gun just yet. These mediums, of course, are good at the moment, but they likely will not make it to the end. So when they are all struggling and going in for another set of probably mediums, I would imagine, or maybe hards, Justin will most likely yeet past them. So he's not out of it yet. Justin has decided maybe it's a case of short-term pain for long-term gain, as John Wick is the sixth person to concede defeat here at Spain. And I'm not surprised, really. He was getting quite a lot of penalties, seemed to be enjoying those conditions. So we're down to 13 drivers. And if we lose 3 more, you're guaranteed a point. That used to be me and Chief's hope in Tier 1. Justin sets the fastest lap, and he having a look here at Jamie, and it looks like he's going to get the move done on Jamie. And he does move up into P2. Jamie doesn't fight it. Of course, that DRS, ever present and powerful. He gets the move done. We got somebody up ahead of Justin, and Jamie off track, getting lapped. Who was that?
It's John Wick, I think. AI coming out the pits.
Oh no, Finley Smith!
Has he crashed into
Finley
the
Smith.
AI?
He crashed. I think he was avoiding the AI, and off he goes. Oh no, that was a disaster for Finn. He was doing a good job too on those mediums. What are your thoughts on microwave tea? Oh my God, Vito. First of all, how are you doing? How are you doing, Vito? I haven't seen Vito for ages, man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, listen, I pride myself, even though Timo tried to sabotage me last week, accusing me of swearing on stream, and I never swear on stream, which I think is quite impressive for coming from Ireland, and I don't say a bad word on stream, but I might if I start talking about microwave tea. So I just don't go there. I'll tell you what, we'll leave that for the SLR podcast.
We should start one. Jamie around the outside, he's chosen to go with Justin on the mediums who have superior grip. Oh, and he touches the front left tyre of Justin. No damage done, but he gets the move complete, and now Tunari's looking to capitalise on that. Who's jumped Christian, because Christian, of course, had to double stack with his teammate in the pit lane. So he's lost out.
Tunaman. Have you seen Tunaman here? Tunaman is proper joining this fight. And remember, I did say Jamie and Tuna, 2 surprise picks in response to Iron for a P3, a cheeky podium. So yeah, things are starting to heat up here. Things are definitely starting to heat up, and we've got a proper race on our go now. We've got rid of all the wets. We're on to the dry compound tires, and we've got a proper race on now. It's hards versus mediums at the moment here at the front. Well, the whole track actually. Bales has got a 7-second gap on P2. Now, likely, they're probably going to have to pit again. And I know Bailey, as I said at the start of the quali, that Bailey does very much enjoy the hards. He says they feel awesome. Boom, with a 3-second time penalty. So, yeah, you know what? Just under 10 laps to go. Hang on a minute. Could those mediums last, Joel? They might.
Well, yeah, I think they're going to have to try. Pitting again's going to put them basically out the back. So.
Chat is saying Mr. Iron is asking, why do so many drivers retire in the pit lane? Is it a defeatist attitude? I
And
wouldn't.
there's another one.
There's another one. Yeah, I wouldn't so much say a defeatist attitude, although I can see why you would like you could think that. But like if you take for example Lepson, like Lepson hasn't raced much this season. He's jumped into the top to the deep end of tier one. He was so far back. He was going to get lapped really early. You know, he's basically racing no one. You know, it can't be that fun really.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these guys, you know, picking up lots of penalties. There's no chance of them ever getting any points with the penalties they've got. It's just far better to just call it quits and
Oh,
get on
and
with your
here we
day.
go.
Have
There's another
Ben's car
AI.
on track.
This is
Ben's
a
car
real
on
issue.
track. If you are listening to the stream, Ben's car is on track. Attention, attention. He's at the same place where John Wick was. Now, John Wick's car pulled in just after the bridge. So there's one round. Finley Smith is going round. Hoodham is up next. Does he pull in after the bridge? Yes, there you go. That's where he pulls in. There you go.
Okay, so Noah has actually got a penalty now, so... I mean, it may be
Yeah.
reduced just to 3 seconds. But... yeah, sort of falling apart this race for Noah after the decision to pit too early. Justin is saying that Noah has been overtaken by Night Owl. Yeah, I think Justin was probably saved by the VSC, really. I think he probably would have not been in this fight for the lead, or P2.
Noah into the pit.
Here comes Justin.
Noah
Yeah.
calls it quits as well.
Just, commenting on Justin getting back past Jammy, who nearly loses the car in the traction zone. But all is good. So, Bailey is absolutely rapid, by the way. 8 seconds ahead.
I mean, no surprise there. Beals is as I said before, a motivated Bailey is a very rapid Bailey. And Christian, his teammate, quali P2, currently down in P5. Would have liked to have gotten a wee bit closer here to his teammate, but Bales has got a very nice cushion there between himself and Justin. And Justin will not be thinking about Bales right now. He has his hands full by, quote, the fastest pad user of the week. Or the weekend, Jammy. And I tell you what, Jammy is looking pretty grippy. It looks like he's got jam on those mediums because he is just yeeting around these corners. And he's getting closer and closer and closer and closer, but not close enough. So he needs to get a wee bit closer coming into that corner to get a move done on Justin. Of course, Justin, a wise old owl. He doesn't just, of course, race here. He races. He practically wakes up and races. He gets up, he has breakfast, and then he races. So nothing that you're going to do here to Justin will be of any surprise to him. And we've seen in the past sometimes it gets quite rough and tumble because he is a staunch defender of his positions.
Oh!
We get a yellow. Was
That's
that a
for
Bailey
Bailey.
incident?
Yeah.
Was that a Bailey incident?
Yes. He's
So
lost,
Bailey-
what, 3.5 seconds?
Oh my goodness. So Bales must have had a bit of a scary moment coming up the hill, the right-hander up the hill. Likely it was a spin, you know, or a proper big slide because, yeah, he's lost 4 seconds. So now Bales is going to be feeling the heat. He's going to be like, damn it, I've cut my margin by half. But not many laps to go. And you know what? Justin might start to be coming into his own here in these hards. This could get quite squeaky bum time here for Bailey as we get into the final lap. I don't... If Bale still extends, it'll be just incredible.
Yeah, his tyres will be wearing for Bailey. So, Justin on the hards. We'll see if that was the right decision when it comes to the end of the race. But still a good battle going here for P2 with Jammy, Tuna and Christian, who's not out of it yet as well. 5 laps to go.
Milos just needs one more DNF to guarantee himself P10.
Ideally not himself.
Well, yes. Kitty says she left for 5 minutes and everybody died. Well, you see, you should be here for the long haul. And as you said, Joel, an interesting battle going on here for P2. And every single time, it just seems to go the same way. It's just Jammy squeezes up at the end of the long straight, gets too close to Justin, has to get a bit slidey on the brakes, and then Justin squeezes away again. So Milos with another time penalty. Don't be surprised if Milos comes in and retires. But Bailey's doing a good job here, because although he hasn't extended the 4 second, he's maintained it. So phenomenal job by Bales. And the fact that just the Jammy is starting to fall off a little bit is starting to give Justin a bit of relief. And if you're not on board here now with Jammy, Joel, you'll see what I mean. What's happening is he's within touching distance, right? Okay, so going around the final corner, he's within touching distance. DRS activation zone just there. It's on the battery, DRS activated, and then watch what happens. Happens every lap now. He squeezes up, squeezes up, squeezes up. In fact, he's not even this close at all. But normally he's much closer, and then he slides into turn 1. So Justin is definitely starting to come into his own in those hards. And we've only 3 laps to go. So although, as Aaron said himself, he thinks that Justin might have it with his tyre deficit, Bailey, as we've seen last week, is quite good at managing his tyres. So I think this may be it. This may be your grid. And Jam may well just hold on for it to be that surprise P3. Yeah, exactly. He's definitely not making the inroads. I would have thought he would have been, excuse me, a wee bit to be able to squeeze up a bit more, but it's just, it is what it is, as they say. I think it's more or less going to follow around for the 3 more laps, folks, as it is, unless there's something drastic happens. And still on board with Jammy. DRS activated, draining the battery. Now you're going to see it here. He gets, just as you're approaching the brake zone, boom. No use. And I do not see that changing. I do not see that changing. I cannot see Jam passing Justin like that. Tuna Man hasn't really made any headway either on Jammy. So it is a case of kind of hoping these guys either, or not these guys, each driver will be kind of hoping to some degree they get a time penalty, or something happens, a wee bit of a tank slapper, or maybe get sucked round on the curb, like we think happened to Bales. And if it can happen to Bales, it can happen to anyone. Now, Bailey, I've noticed, is no longer maintaining the 4 second. We're down to 3.837. So, could we see a very, very late? I don't see it, man. I don't see it. There's not enough laps. Watching how they're going on here, I don't see it. It must be so excruciatingly annoying as well for Justin, because he can see P1. He can just see it there, right there, and he just can't catch it. Although look, 3 minutes, 3 seconds, 3.4. So he is catching. These hards are maybe starting to show. Too little, too late. Tuge gets a move. Oh, right round the outside on turn 1. That was a great move, from what it seemed.
Yeah, Bailey losing a little bit of time, but could be managing. And you've seen how difficult it is to overtake with Jammy on Justin, so even if Justin manages to catch up, which I don't think he will, he's practically just got one lap left now. So, yeah, it's looking like Bailey will take the win. There's someone going slow, that's Perseguili on the main straight, but he's in a bit of no man's land, so he'll be okay.
Hoodum has spun. Hoodum has spun. Milo stuck on the soft, so going for a fastest lap jobby. But yeah, into the final lap, and it is most certainly got Beals to lose now. Doing a good job managing these tyres, as Chief says, as long as those tyres don't pop on, it should be toasty in the McLaren garage. But I tell you who's doing a great job, Mr. Jammy. 12 laps on or mediums in Spain on the pad, or on the controller, the control pad. Speedy got at me one time for calling it a control pad or a controller, but yeah, he's doing a good job here, man. On 12 laps on the pad on mediums, a potential back-to-back driver of the day.
I think the last one's is could be a bit contentious.
What, his previous one?
Yeah.
Well, listen. Anyone that doesn't know, we had two names. Hang on, wait. Let's get the race winner first. Billy Thompson crosses the line and wins the Spanish Grand Prix. And Justin coming in P2. Jam, the man, doing a great job getting that surprise podium, which I was touched on. Jammy or Tuna. 3 and 4.
Oh,
Christian
2K!
What?
2K's. No! It's not getting overtaken, is he? No, okay. 2K just lost it round the final corner and crashed into the pit wall. And he just about managed to still finish in P7 ahead of Night Owl.
Yes, now, pointing out, as Chief said himself, this is huge for the championship. Bailey 127 and Justin 123 before the race. So this, and then remember, Mr. Justin Ertz is going to be missing another race. So it's starting to look like a proper uphill climb now for Justin. He is going to have to, I don't know what he's going to have to do, man. To expect Bailey to not to perform is very unlikely. Bales turns up and he performs every week. So it's looking like, and again, it's very early, but just, you know, the writing is potentially starting to show on the wall that this 4-season domination may be coming to an end. Again, there's still a few more races to go. Anything can happen in Formula 1. We did see Bales had an issue there. Cut his 8-second lead down to 4. Still won the race though. And yeah, people are going to be asking, of course, you know, who are our nominations for the driver of the day. Anyone that doesn't know this, the commentators always pick 3 drivers. And we only had 2 drivers last week. And so I picked the third, which was Jammy, because he didn't rage quit in Jeddah, because he was the host. The problem is, Jammy did a really bloody good job today, and he is worthy of another driver of the day mention, and so is Tunari. So they are 2 of my mentions, Joel. Tuna Man and Jammy, and maybe even Bailey. There you go, that could be our 3 names.
Yep, makes sense. So, better scroll down before Danny gets annoyed. Or he used to. There we go. So that's the race. We've got some interviews if people are about. After the success of them last week. Oh, would you look at that. Should bring in the race winner.
Well, it's up to you. We can either do it in reverse order, or we can do it whatever. You're in charge, Joel. You're the boss. You do it as you wish.
Not really. Let's bring
Well, for here, for this moment.
Jammy then. Hello, Jammy, or Jamie.
Hello.
Apparently. be getting it wrong all this
yeah.
time. So, started P5, a really good podium, fighting with Justin there at the end. What was some of the highlights of your race?
The back of Christian's car was quite interesting to look at, I guess, for the first 15, 16 laps. But yeah, then... hey, look, I'm just happy to be near the front. It has been bloody dreadful this season.
Oh,
So,
no, it's a bit like
the
me
whole
then.
race. Finally got some rain. My favourite racing condition. Yeah.
We were asked in chat jam earlier about who would be our surprise pick for the podium for the top 9. And I gave 2 names. I said it'll be Jammy or Tuna Man. And it was Jammy P3 and Tuna Man P4. So there you are.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Tuna, I think, was running higher wing because he could stick to me like glue in the wet, and especially the first 4 laps, he was rapid. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you did a great job there, man. And considering like you're on pad and it is Spain and you were running mediums for like what 12 laps, how was your wear?
Lower than Bailey's and Christian's. I think they said they
Really?
hit 60-odd%, and I was in the 50s.
Oh, okay.
I may have figured out the source. I don't know. We'll have to wait and
Ooh.
see. We'll get to a low downforce track and expect this all to disappear, because as soon as the wing levels get below 20, I'm dead in the water.
I was running on board with you for quite a few laps there at the end, and I was just saying to Joel on stream that you can see the same thing happening lap after lap, is that you're able to keep within contention with Justin. Then on the main straight, DRS activated, you squeeze right up onto him, and then it's the break point, and then you just lose all momentum, and it's just repeat, rinse and repeat. And it just seemed like it was impossible for you to get any move done on him. Plus, he did have to have the hars as well.
He also had lower wings as well, but then as the tires got older and the crossover happened, the mediums are quicker generally, but like with the dirty air, you just sort of lose out on that final corner, and that's it. You're dead, and it's just impossible.
Another question, I suppose I could ask everyone really this, but whenever the crossover, so I was saying on the stream that the guys, as we are getting to lap 15 or so, I was saying that the drivers have got a real dilemma on their hands, because these inters are probably going to be really sucking right now, and they're thinking, well, do I pit for another set of inters, or do I pit for softs or mediums or what? And so that was the dilemma that you were having. But what we saw was Pizza Man, or he's not called Pizza Man, Mr. Pizza and Ben coming in lap 15, 16 for the hards. And we could see that it was just too early. So did you guys know that this was too early and you were going to go for the mediums, or were you able to listen to us and they just get a kind of a heads up?
Well, now I was talking to, obviously, me and Bailey, Christian sitting a call, and I was like, don't go yet. And then John Wick pitted, and I was like, just see what he's doing. And that very lap, we saw him sliding around in sector 1. So, yeah, it was easy. It was a pretty easy one to make. When Justin pitted was somewhat, I thought would be okay, but because the times came down, and then for a couple of laps, they kind of went up, and I think that was 2 laps after Justin pit, and then we started putting in purple sectors, and it was like, yeah, that's time to pit. So.
Yeah, we also thought that when Justin came in, it might have been just a tad too early, but I mean, I think it worked out for him in the end. He got P2, and you did a fantastic job, man, on P3. So, one of my drivers of the day, which I will probably manipulate somehow to get you the driver of the day again.
Hey, if I win 2 of those in a row, I don't know what's going on.
The only problem is you kind of maybe didn't deserve it last week,
No,
but you kind of
I
do
did
this
not
week.
deserve it.
But what can I say? I charm people. Not. But the other thing is, you probably deserve it this week, because you did a great job. Although right enough, Night Owl did a great job as well. He went from 15th to 8th, so that's
Yeah, and he
also
disconnected as well.
and he disconnected. Yeah, so
Yeah, but there
we've got
were
quite a
like
few.
10 people who retired, so.
True. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's me done. I shouldn't really be taking over. This is supposed to be Joel's moment to shine here.
No, you do it much better than me. I don't know what I'm doing in interviews. I forget the race anyway. I can't remember what went on. So.
That's okay. You can't even remember what time we started, so that's okay.
Exactly. Thanks,
All
Jamie.
right, ciao.
All right, thanks, guys.
Cheers. See, no one is safe from my wrath, Joe.
Hello, tuna fish. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm alright.
P4, a pretty good race from you, considering you started 8th in qualifying, and you got the transition, the pit stop from wets, from inters to dries, spot on. What was your sort of thinking in that period when others around you were pitting and you decided to stay out correctly?
I mean, I think it was still quite slippy, and I mean, on the lap I pitted, it was actually, I said on the beginning of the lap that it's actually starting to feel quite okay. And so yeah, the VSC came as well, which I think helped. And then it was actually funny, I got a puncture like in the last sector before going into the pits.
Oh.
But I didn't like lose almost any time, so I was pretty fortunate. And yeah, Christian had to double stack, so I also gained one there. Was okay. I mean, P4 isn't anything special, but decent points.
Yeah, definitely coming in. And being in that sort of train towards the end of the race on the last stint behind Justin, it seemed like Dier was probably quite a big hurdle to overcome in terms of trying to overtake the guy ahead. How would you? What do you think that was the biggest factor in terms of just everyone being a sort of procession at the end, or was it sort of just trying to preserve the tyres to the end of the race?
No, for sure it was the tier. I mean, in the beginning with the mediums, even then I couldn't overtake Justin, and that was majorly the tier. But after that, I think it was just that Chemi and Justin also had slightly better pace, so I was never even that close. It was mainly about keeping Christian behind, which ended up. I mean, again, the tier is so bad that he probably tried his best, but it's just not really possible as long as I also have DRS. So, I mean, it was just, yeah, as you said, a procession at the end. You can't really do anything, and the other guys also can't, except if you're, P2 and the other guy doesn't have the DRS, then you might have some chances, as we saw, because they all took each other a few times. But otherwise, just you can't do anything. So.
Yeah, frustrating. But well done, P4. Tipsy, do you have anything to add?
Well, I was just going to ask Tuna Man if the same kind of thing I asked Jamie about whenever it was getting to the crossover. We were saying we were watching guys coming in lap 16, 17, 18 for the hards, and we could see like clear as day it was far too early. And then Noah, he went on them as well, which we were surprised at because like we know like Meeps and stuff is on the stream. So were you on VC with anyone, or did you know when to pit for the the softer compound? Or did you know not to pit too early?
I was with them in VC, so I was kind of an idea of what was going on with Noah and where the pitted, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely helped. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like I did it all myself. It obviously helps that I have the guys in the VC and they are always saying stuff, and I can figure out from that if they're struggling or not. I think Noah was even saying to me I shouldn't pit, even on the lap I pitted, but I mean, I kind of had to. I wouldn't have made another lap with those tires, so.
I'm just also noticing that Lepson has not hung around, and he's already put the driver of the day vote up. And I don't even think we confirmed it, but he's put Jamie, Tuna, and Bales up. I was going to say maybe we should consider Night Owl as well because he's done a good job, but alas, it is what it is. But yeah, Tuna, I was saying to Jamie, you and Jamie were my two picks for a possible podium. So although you said P4 is nothing special, I think P4 is something special in Tier 1, considering the conditions. So good job, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night.
And then last but by no means least, we have the race winner, Mr. Bailey Thompson. Congrats on the win. It was, well, it could have been really dominant, but you lost, what was it, 4 seconds on one of the laps. We didn't catch what happened. What went on?
I just thought, oh, mate, Satan's in the league, gotta give other people a chance, you know. So I decided, turn 9, I'll just do a half spin.
It's like a
So,
Max Verstappen move. And an
yeah,
unnecessary pit stop.
I just spun on the curb and yeah, got going again.
But other than that, I mean, pole to flag, pretty much. Difficult period knowing when to pit, perhaps, as we saw Noah and Justin come in maybe a little bit early. It sort of ruined Noah's race. Justin was sort of saved by the safety car, the VSC there. How were you sort of managing that period and knowing when to come in?
I don't know, you just kind of tell. I could sort of feel that it wasn't dry. And I had Jamie in the call as well, so he normally has some insightful things to say, but I think it was more when Noah pitted and then Justin pitted the lap later, and Justin was like 6-7 seconds ahead of Noah. I was like, nah, it's not ready. And then the VSC came out, which wasn't really an advantage. The VSC ended just as I was about to come into the pits, but it was DRS enabled at that point, so it's quite obvious.
Absolutely. So in terms of championship, I think by calculations you are 14 points ahead now. So
13 or 14. Yeah.
Justin obviously missing one more race this season. You're in contention, and your pace with Christian was so close in quali. You were mentioning that how you been practicing together. Definitely interlocked in terms of lap times. What are your thoughts for the rest of the season, and what are your other than winning the championship, you'd like to? Well, obviously you'd like to win every race. It's a stupid question.
Well, I mean, I don't know. My championship's kind of up in the air right now because I might be missing the next 2-3 races, or I might miss none at all. I really don't know. Like,
Ooh.
I won't know if I'm missing these races until like the day of the race. It's not an ideal scenario, but if I have to miss a couple of races, that might just be it for the championship, and someone else like Christian or Noah or Makenda can get it. But I don't know. It's yeah.
This is huge news, Bales, because the whole talk was the fact that Justin will be missing a few races. But if we hear now that you might even miss 3 races, just throws everything on its head now. Because I was saying there at the end, the writing is starting to show on the wall here that, this title might be making its way to Bailey Thompson's house, but it's no guarantee then if you're going to miss a few races.
Like I said, I really don't know. I might not miss any. I might miss the next 3. I really don't know.
Okay, so we're just going to have to find out. Tell you what, well, never mind that though. What happened to your 8-second lead?
We've
I
already
already
asked
answered this question, Tipsy.
Oh, did you? Sorry. Sorry, I was talking to another person who was in the interview channel that Joel must have forgot because he said last but not least Bailey Thompson and Minos is sitting waiting for since the start.
Oh,
But it's
yeah,
okay.
well, I figured that he was
That's all-
last and was like 20 seconds back. It doesn't really count, but...
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
You just want to talk. Sorry, so you already answered that. Okay, then. I don't have anything else.
Good stuff. Thanks for joining us, Bailey.
Yes.
We may see you
Thanks,
next week,
boys.
hopefully. And
I'm hoping too. I need this. I need
so you're
Miami.
gonna practice as if you're doing it, gonna race, and then, or do you just
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
Let's
then
hope
I
you're
might
not
just
wasting
not be
your
able to
time.
rest.
There we go. You can still
I'll
flex
help.
your lap
I'll help
times.
Christine get up. I'll help Christine get up to speed. So.
Cool. Thanks very much.
Yeah, sort him out. He's very slow. Sort him out, Bale. Flip's sake, man. You need to stick like a tow rope on him and pull him along.
Nah, Christian got completely screwed over by the double stack.
He did. He did.
But yeah, it's what it is.
So yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. Please make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're not already, and make sure that you join us tomorrow at 7. Probably. I mean, I thought this was starting at 7. It was 6:30. So there you go. Probably 7 tomorrow. and it's definitely 7 on Friday for Tier 3. And we'll be back next week. In fact, what track is it next week? Let's have a quick look.
Miami.
Miami, oh dear. I mean, oh, come to the party city, everyone. We'll have a great time, he says with gritted teeth. At least I'm not driving it, so there you go. It might have less grip than the Inters today.
It's gone very waffly.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and see you soon. Bye.